Hey guys, Cole the Carman here. So today we're going to be kicking it old school with a vehicle review. Let's go ahead and jump right in. So today we have a GMC Jimmy, which is a 2000, and it has the I would say in today's time, a very rare package. This is the Envoy trim. It's the same thing as a Chevy Blazer, Oldsmobile Bravada, and the standard Jimmy, but the Envoy package gets HID headlights, the fancy bumper, all the chrome accenting, the body cladding, color matched heated mirrors, and their power folding too. For a 2000 vehicle, that is very rare. You get rear load leveling suspension. It's an air ride. Again, followed with the body cladding. You get the different bumpers, front and rear. You get a third brake light with the spoiler. All of this plastic trim and the chrome integrated into the body cladding, like I mentioned, as well as you get the nice interior, and you get Bose audio, 6-disc CD changer with a cassette. Very nice interior, two-tone leather, heated 8-way power seats with lumbar, memory driver seat, all types of cool things. A sunroof as well. Very cool vehicle. For people who know what these are, you're looking at a fully complete Envoy. There is no Envoy. I shouldn't say no, none. There are few, and when I say few, probably under 100 Envoys like this. And people driving around in their Teslas and in their Subarus and Kias look at this and think, oh, it's just another early 2000s SUV. No. If you know what you're looking at, this thing would be a parts goldmine for somebody with an S10 or somebody with a Bravada or a Blazer. As you know, I have a Blazer as well. This vehicle is a gold mine for all of the rare parts. The bumper alone, the headlights, and the best part, the factory HID headlights still work 26 years later. Even stuff as simple as the tag bracket. Very sought after. Power folding mirrors work. It's a very cool vehicle if you know what you're looking for. Great little run around town type vehicle. You can still find Envoys with the, I should say, you can still find Jimmys with the Envoy package, but usually they don't have the spoiler with the factory working neon third brake light. The bumpers are missing. The headlights don't work, or they have just the standard Jimmy headlights. The interiors are probably trashed. Take a look at this interior. Sure, the carpet's a little stained. Has the factory Bose, factory chrome handles. This vehicle is in no means a show car. However, it is a great example of what is left after 26 years. This vehicle is also equipped with a GM accessory security system, as you see under the dash here. Let me get my camera to focus this item here. If you pull that, it disables the vehicle so that you cannot start it. As on top, as well as it has the factory alarm too. Has all of the wood grain still. Has the white face needles, and for the gauge cluster there. Auto 4-wheel drive, or just your standard 2 high, 4 high, and 4 low. 6-disc CD changer. This Envoy has had the radio replaced at some time because it would have had a cassette and it would say Bose instead of Theft Lock. The radio still works just fine. That's just one of the things. At some point in this vehicle's life, it had a different radio. Check out the two-tone leather heated 8-way memory lumbar. That's a mouthful. Seats. Very clean example. Very, very clean example of what can still be found on the roads. Very few and far in between that you can actually find them, though, however. And under the hood, you get the same powertrain that's in all of these S-Series vehicles. This is the 4.3 liter Vortec, which makes 190 horsepower, mated to the 4L60E transmission. Motors are great. Realistically, to keep these things reliable, spider injectors, upper and lower intake manifold gaskets, and oil changes. Minus fuel pumps, but that's not really related to the, I mean, it is related to the engine, but it's in the fuel tank, you know what I mean? A very reliable motor. The transmissions, if you keep them cool and you keep them serviced with filters and fluid exchanges and stuff, you can keep them going. This one, it's still all original engine, transmission, transfer case that we know of, but again, very, very tried and true, if you will. Starts up great, runs good. Yeah, so that's under the hood. Let's go ahead and keep on diving in. Like I said, it does have factory HID headlights with fog lights. One of the first GM domestic vehicles with HIDs were these Envoys. Pretty cool fact. Granted, HIDs are now, if you will, extinct and kind of obsolete, obviously because they have improved with LEDs and stuff. And also the spoiler up here has the factory working neon brake light, which is extremely rare to find because of how many times you're hitting the brakes and stuff like that. But yeah, it also does have the rear air suspension. So when you hook a trailer up to it, there's a level sensor on the rear axle. And once that detects it going down, the suspension sagging, it'll kick the compressor on and air your shocks up. As well as you get a tire inflator in the back. Again, this vehicle is not in, perfect shape, but it is still in very good shape, because when's the last time you're going to see, or I should say, when is the next time you're going to see an Envoy like this on the road? You're not. Granted, the carpet, it's 26 years old. Somebody must have spilled something back here. But anyway, like I'm saying, here is your onboard air compressor. You just click on, the vehicle has to be running. But yeah, and it comes with all of your little goodies in here for the air compressor. You get the cord here and a little instruction booklet so that you can air up like basketballs and all sorts of things with that onboard air compressor. Very, very neat to have. And with it being fully functional after 26 years. This being a 2000, they only made these from 1998 to 2000. And in 1999 is when they did the slight update and they added the rear load leveling shocks, the updated mirrors, and the power folding feature, as well as a few other little things. But yeah, again, this thing is in such good shape for surviving 26 years and it's still being a complete one. That is the most astonishing thing, is that over the years, this hasn't been picked apart. The headlights have still worked. The air suspension has still worked. The power folding mirrors have still worked. Minus the radio, but the Bose speakers still bump. The Bose in this it'll shake the mirrors. You can see the glass, okay? Honda, whatever that Ridgeline, flooring it for no reason. But yeah, again, like I said, when are you going to see one complete like this? You're just not going to. I just had to make a video on it. It's honestly astonishing that, like I said, after 26 years, it's still fully here. And it wasn't a victim of the cash for clunkers in 2008 and 9. There's no rust either. The body on this, granted, it has all the plastic cladding, so who knows what's really under there, but there's no signs of bubbling around any of the wheel arches. I don't know why my phone's not focusing. Or around down here at the wheel wells or the rockers. Sure, the frame has its surface rust, but this vehicle was originally from Michigan and made it all the way down to Maryland. So again, very cool vehicle. As I walk into a tree, a tree branch there. Very cool vehicle nonetheless. Let's hop on into the interior. Okay, so again, this vehicle has the power folding mirrors, power door locks, windows, mirrors, so that you can move them and adjust them. Bose audio, fog lights. It is loaded to the hilt. An Envoy trim, this has everything. It's pretty much like an LTZ equivalent of today or whatnot, or high country. Automatic climate. Again, the Bose audio, 6-disc CD changer, wood grain with the floor shift. It does have a tow haul mode, as you see there in the gauge cluster. And again, for everybody that knows what these are, has the white face gauge needles in the gauge cluster. We'll go ahead and fire it up. Again, check engine light is on for something with the, and like I said in the video, for the fuel pump, but just is a pressure sensor on the tank. So if you're going to do that, you might as well just replace the whole fuel pump. But aside from that, no lights. So yeah, power sunroof, and then you have all of your compass up here with your miles per gallon, instant miles per gallon, fuel range, fuel gallons used, average speed, and then off. Garage home link, all sorts of cool stuff. Check that out. I'm probably forgetting some stuff. It's just a cool vehicle. I wanted to make a video on it. Like I said, you don't see these anymore. And if you know what you're looking at, you're like, holy crap, this thing is still on the road and it's not been, parts haven't been replaced, or, been replaced with like just the generic Blazer stuff, you know what I mean? Steering wheel controls, it's got everything. We'll go ahead and put on these HID headlights for you, just so everyone can see. HID factory headlights are still working after 26 years. Call that impressive. Very cool to find, because like I said, you just don't find that anymore. It purrs, it runs really good. Very cool vehicle. A lot of gimmicky stuff, like the onboard air and just all sorts of things. Granted, like I said, it's not in showroom floor condition, but if you're seeing one of these drive down the road, you're like, holy crap, that's an Envoy. Very cool vehicle. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. It's just, to be honest, it's a standard Blazer Jimmy Bravada, but with the very cool Envoy package, which kind of sold these things. Granted, there is still one more trim higher than this, which would be the Envoy Diamond Edition, where you get different wheels. You would get diamond stitch seats. Rather, I should say diamond quilted seats. There was actual little diamonds in the seats, like etched into the seats design. But again, that's pretty much it with the Envoy Diamond, minus the bumper was slightly different. It had like a push bar, but that's pretty much it. And it had Diamond Edition on the doors and on the tailgate. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching. Very cool vehicle. Again, when do you get to see it? You just don't. Very clean example, I may add. I know I keep sound like I'm talking in a broken record, but you just don't see them like this anymore. Very cool find. Thank you all for watching. Stay tuned for the next video, and we will see you guys later.